欢迎您回到新闻现场。台积电目前正在举行线上法说会，最新公布单季的 EPS 创了新高。当然，投资人关注的是包括未来的营运展望，是否调高资本支出，以及海外布局的最新进度。马上带您看线上法说会最新状况。
I might take that as the second question, but the first one is again, Sunny had asked about depreciation next year. So,
yeah, Sunny, let us give you more depreciation guidance in the January conference, okay?
Yeah. And then the second question really is about our overseas fabs as we ramp up Arizona and Japan. Sunny, I believe your question is with that ramp and dilution of 2 to 3%, does that imply the overseas fabs profitability is more closer to break even or something like that? Correct, Sunny?
Right. Thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, Sunny, the overseas fabs have basically a lower profitability than the fabs in Taiwan, mainly because of smaller scale, and next year will be initial ramp and higher cost. So it will have a lower profitability, but it will gradually improve over the years. Now, don't forget, in Arizona and in Kumamoto, we are ramping more than one fabs. So when Fab 1 begin to improve its profitability, the second phase comes in. And Arizona, when Fab 2 improves, the third phase comes in. Similar situation in Kumamoto. And that's the reason why we're saying that in the next 3 or 5 years, we expect 2 to 3 percentage point dilution every year.
Got it. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Sunny. Operator, can we move on to the next participant, please?
Next one, we have Charlie Chang from Morgan Stanley. Go ahead now.
Thanks, Jeff. And CC, Wendell, good afternoon. First of all, also congrats for your very, very strong results and the guidance. So my first question is really about your future bargaining power to your customers and vendors, and what would that mean to your long-term gross margin targets? Because right now, even without the price adjustment next year, your gross margin is already blow up, right? It's already 57%, 58%, higher than most of your customers. So with that, do you think you will be a little bit too aggressive to further hike price to your customers? And I'm also wondering for those kind of mature nodes, what's your pricing strategy here? So all I want to ask are the implication to number one, your long-term gross margin level, and secondly, how are you going to handle the potential antitrust risk, given your near monopoly, and also prepare to do some price adjustments? Thanks.
Okay, so I think Charlie's question is sort of, we always say that we value selling, and it's a continuous and ongoing thing. So he wants to know what does this status or look like with both customers and vendors, and then what is the implication to our long-term gross margin target? And are we concerned about sort of monopoly or things like that? Let me start. That I think is the first part, and then the mature part I'll summarize later.
Okay, Charlie. This is CC Wei. Let me answer your question. Sharing our value actually is a continuous and ongoing process for TSMC. We view all our customers as a partner, and the progress of this effort on sharing our value is so far so good. Also, you are talking about we have more bargaining power with our equipment supplier. Again, we view them as our partner, so I don't use the bargaining power. We always work with them and to move to the next step. And so, both TSMC and suppliers and customers are all working together. And with the
目
purpose
前正在
of
听到的是台积电的线上法说会，最新公布第3季的每股盈余 EPS 创了单季新高。有更多最新消息将会在广告之后持续为您掌握。
More capacity in N2 than in N3, and following by A16. Again, A16 is very, very attractive for the AI servers chips. And so actually the demand is also very high. And so we are working very hard to prepare both 2 nanometer A16's capacity. Okay, Bruce, did I answer your question?
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Operator, can we move on to the next participant, please?
Now, Brett Simpson from Arete. Line is open to you now.
Yes, thanks very much. My question was on the long-term planning around AI. Keen to understand how TSMC gets comfortable with customer demand for AI beyond 2025. And I ask this because it takes a couple of years before you can build a fab. So you need to be taking an early view on what does AI look like in 2026, 2027. So how are you specifically cooperating on long-term plans for capacity with these AI customers? What commitments are these customers giving you? And I guess historically we've seen hyperscaler capex go through digestion periods. So how do you de-risk the capacity plans here for AI as we go through this really heavy demand period? Thank you.
Okay, so Brett's first question again is on the long-term planning around AI demand. His question is really for beyond 2025, given the lead times, how do we plan our capacity for the long term? How do we get comfortable around the customer demand related to AI beyond 2025? I think that is your gist of your question, Brett.
Well, okay, Brett.
Thank you.
Yeah, let me say again that we did talk to a lot of customers. Almost every AI innovator are working with us, and that including the hyperscalers. So if you look at the long-term market, long-term structural market demand profile, I think we have some picture in our mind, and we make some judgment, of course. And we work with them on a rolling basis. And so how we prepare our capacity, actually just like Windows said, we have a disciplined and a rough system to plan the appropriate level of capacity. And that to support our customers' need, also to maximize our shareholders' value. That's what we always keep in our mind. Okay.
My follow-up. Yeah, that's great. Thanks, CC. I guess my follow-up question. We've read a lot about Taiwan having energy challenges, and this comes at a time when TSMC is preparing for a big node with 2 nanometer. So my question is, are there any power challenges to overcome when you're building out your N2 fabs, especially in Hsinchu and Kaohsiung? And does it make sense for TSMC to plan for nuclear power? I mean, we see a lot of hyperscalers are planning for nuclear power in the US to build out gigawatt facilities. How do you think about nuclear power in future for TSMC fabs? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Brett. So Brett's second question, he notes that Taiwan electricity and energy, there are a lot of challenges with this. So how do we plan for this, especially when we're bringing on new nodes? What are the power challenges to overcome, given the state of Taiwan's energy? And then would we consider even nuclear power for ourselves to help support?
Okay, Brett. Yes, we are building many fabs in Taiwan, and that require electricity, water, and the land. We continue to work with the government. Actually, we have a very close communication with government and to tell them that our requirement, our plan, and we got assurance from the government saying that they will support TSMC's growth, and we believe that. And so how they prepare for the electricity from the nuclear power plant or from just some kind of other sources like green energy, something, we are not ready to share with you yet, but we got the assurance that we're going to get enough electricity support, including the water and the land.